Welcome to TechO. I'm Steven, AP. Welcome back for part 2 of C4R, or the collaboration for Revit.
Yes.
Yes. So last time we were talking about the collaboration, pushing the delta up and down, the caching of a file. I know people are dying. What does this look like?
Right. Yeah. I mean, all the background is, I think, good just for understanding what the tool's actually doing. But what does it look like in the Revit environment? How does it affect, my familiar team environment?
For sure.
Are people going to be freaking out when they open up this service? Right.
I hope not.
Well, yeah, that's a big concern, though. I mean, you don't want to shuffle the deck on people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So essentially what I always try to baseline everybody with whenever I talk about this service is it does not change much at all in the Revit environment.
Very cool.
Really the way of accessing a model, and here I'm already in one, but essentially to get here, I went File, Open, and essentially instead of going to my specific location locally on my network, I essentially just access via A360. And again, that's the BIM 360 team environment that is the same as A360.
It's a cloud network drive?
Yep.
Is that appropriate?
Exactly. Yep. So here you see all the RVT files that would be associated with this specific project. I'm already in this architectural model, but really it's as easy as opening up this file. Basically takes a minute maybe to open up the model, same as it normally would on a local drive.
But you're doing it anywhere. You don't have to be on your network.
Exactly. You can totally be on Wi-Fi. I've done this from coffee shops. I've done it from restaurants, hotel rooms.
Are you working out of the office again?
Yeah, sometimes. But nonetheless, right, I'm in an absolutely cloud-based model when, as I'm making changes, I'm synchronizing. It's essentially reflecting and reconciling with that cloud master model, if you will.
Very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple different tool sets that are pretty cool in collaboration for Revit as well. We'll touch on each of those very quickly because, we try to keep these as bite-sized conversations as possible.
Well, it's us tech guys. We can get long-winded, dive into the weeds,
completely,
and never come out for weeks.
Completely agree. So let's start in the communicator, because this is one big aspect when we talk about the team environment, the collaborative environment. Essentially what I have here is a chat interface that's essentially built into the collaboration for Revit environment. At this point, I can locate any team member that's associated with this project, has the service of collaboration for Revit. They're all listed out here. Here we can see just at the top, AP, myself, I have a little green light next to me. I'm the only one in this model at this time.
For sure.
If I had an extended team, more than one person working in here, they'd all be listed out, and they'd have a green light.
Steven, he's never online.
Never. I don't know what he does.
Not much.
But nonetheless, right, I can look at the active project. I can look at really all the projects I'm associated with as a user. So essentially, it's not confined to whatever model I'm working in. This is really supposed to be team-wide or project-wide at that point. So what this communicator really does, and here you can see a couple different breakdowns of some of the chat. Here at the top, this is a team-wide chat that's absolutely going on for everybody associated with this BIM City Hospital. So we can share things like screenshots, screen captures, files, PDFs.
Yeah.
We can export this chat as a history so we can understand what's going on. And I can also key in on a specific user, right? So if I'm coordinating with my buddy Joe here, essentially we can, again, do exactly that. Share screenshots, convey exactly what we're working on, what may be changing in the model. Really just trying to open up those lines of communication, because where I came from, office environment, it was essentially writing emails to each other. It was walking over other side of the office. Are they at their computer? Are they not? This really just provides a little bit more flexible interface.
So with this, how instant is it? I mean, Joe's out in Florida. We're here in Denver. Is it just like any instant messenger that you'd be using, whether it's a Skype, going back old school AOL Instant Messenger?
Yep.
It's instant?
Absolutely.
That's pretty wild. It
pings them very, very quickly.
Very cool.
And, like I said, this is team-wide, right? So it's not just architects using this. This very much could have the MEP guy in here, the electrical, structural guy, whoever's working in even their model. I can essentially open up that line of communication because I know they're associated with that same project.
That's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Definitely.
So ties teams closer together.
Definitely. Absolutely. And that's really the main idea here. If we can host these models in the cloud, especially in a team-wide setting, again, the extended disciplines, right? I can essentially monitor and communicate what's going on a lot quicker. So
Wow.
even built within the communicator here, we have things like even a synchronization tracker. So I can see effectively what user has synced when they've performed that action. If they're utilizing comments, which I usually try to, at least emphasize that, in this setting, if I make a brief description of what I've actually changed, it really lets me key in on my history throughout that life cycle of the model.
We've said the term before. It's transparency.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Just giving that level of insight.
Absolutely.
So here I can look at, all my active model synchronizations that have occurred. I know, not the most glamorous because it's all me doing these right now.
I told you, that guy, Steven, is never in the project
Right.
doing
Come
anything.
on, man. But nonetheless,
Get on
right,
him.
if I switch to my active project, I can see things like not only the architectural model that have been synced, but if I scroll down, the MEP's guys working, the structural guys working, it lists out the model that they've synced and, again, that specific user.
Very cool.
So I can essentially link each other's projects very easily into this environment. And here you guys see when I access the manage link where we always, aggregate our models. Some of these models are based very much in that A360 or BIM 360 team environment, and some are just straight local. But if I am linking in via that cloud-based model, as they're making synchronizations, as changes are occurring, they're being reflected in my model as well. They can essentially communicate with me directly. Hey, take a look at the layout in our atrium space. I just made a few tweaks. Make sure it works with your system. Trying to get that line of communication a lot tighter, a lot quicker.
That's pretty wild. I mean, that's going to be a game changer, an absolute game changer when it comes to even just, let's say, a structural MEP and the architect being in different towns, different states, different coasts.
Right. Absolutely. It opens up a whole new line of communication, just, again, that level of flexibility.
And I would just imagine the adoption for this it's a pretty easy transition because it's just a matter of where you're storing your file.
Absolutely. Like we mentioned, the means of operating within Revit do not change. There's just a small number of tools that are available with this service that are expanded, just with more flexibility, work from home, someone's out sick, someone's going on vacation but still maybe needs to be involved in critical path items, whatever the situation may be. It really just opens up that level of flexibility.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thanks for the C4R. Appreciate it. Appreciate the part 2 as well. It's really important to make sure that we get everything covered.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching. Any comments, concerns, let us know, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks a lot, everyone.